Hi, my name's Teresa Miller, and I'm a principal technologist with the Technology Advocacy Group at Cohesity. Today we're going to talk about archiving and long-term retention from your on-prem workloads up into AWS. And I'm going to show you how to do this today with Cohesity if this is something you're considering moving forward with. I know many of you have on-prem backup systems or archiving systems that you leverage and are very interested in leveraging the cloud. So this could be a very, very good option for you. So let's take a look. So here's what's needed. So first of all, under data protection in the Cohesity, you need to go to sources. And for our use case today specifically, we'll need to make sure that AWS is a registered source. So I'm going to go ahead and find that here. We do have AWS as a registered source. The other thing that's important to this functioning correctly is that we do need to also have a target in place for the AWS storage that we'll be working with. So I go to targets and choose external target. And more specifically, I can go ahead and see that I have an archive going to AWS 3 set up. But let's go ahead and take a look at what it means to register a new external target so you can see the different options. So essentially I can give the target a name, and the really nice thing here is that we also have the ability to go into a drop-down and choose many of the different storage options that we may want to archive our systems to. So we could choose S3 again here if we wanted. I'm going to go ahead and choose that because what's important now is you do have the ability to then configure this further so that it's secured. So we do have the ability to choose standard gov or C2S. You need to choose your storage bucket name. You need to put in your region, your access key, and your secret access key. So once these are all filled in, you have the ability to register. And the nice thing about this is the registration process will confirm your access to that storage. So once these two things are in place, then we need to go back over to data protection and go to protection. And we're going to see how I'm able to pull the archival process right into a protection job. So here I have a protection job called TM Cloud AWS. I can tell that it's successfully meeting my SLAs as well as completing successfully. And here I have an archive source registered. But let's take a look more closely at the job itself if I were to go in and edit. So a couple different things that I think are standouts for you to be noticing is that one, this is my vSphere host, and I've specifically only chosen one virtual machine. If I wanted to see which virtual machine I selected, I click that edit button, and then I can expand down into the tree of where I actually have that system. And the nice thing about this too is you could actually leverage this to add additional virtual machines if you needed to add any more. I'm going to go ahead here and click further, and if we scroll down, we can see that the virtual machine we're protecting and archiving off to AWS S3 today is WinAV-App01. So because this is all in place, I'm just going to go ahead and click cancel, and we're going to take another look here at the policies that are making this magic happen. So here we have our TM Cloud AWS policy where I'm backing up the server every day and retaining it for 4 days. But more specifically, the archive component, and I'm going to go ahead and edit the policy so you can see it. So the archive component down below here is setting and leveraging that external target called AWS Archive. It's going to happen after every run and be retained for 4 days. You do have options here. You don't have to just do 4 days or after every run. You have some flexibility. So as long as you know what your SLAs are, you should be set, and you can go ahead and put in here whatever you need for your business. So now that we're done taking a look at these settings, I'm going to just go ahead and go back and cancel. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at how you actually would recover this particular server from the archive. So to get started with this, we're going to go ahead and go to recoveries. And we're going to go ahead and start a recovery task. So if I go to recover VMs, and if I start typing in that server name, We're going to go ahead and choose our cloud AWS job and click continue. And within here is where I have the control to pull that server from archive. I would click change, and I'm going to go ahead and go back a couple of days, and then I'm going to switch this over to the cloud. This is where I'm now choosing it to be pulled from that external target, and I click save. And then I have the ability to go back to the original location or a different one. So for the purposes of our demo, I'm going to go ahead and recover it back to my vSphere environment, but I'm going to recover it to a different location just so that we can take a closer look at it. But also, I know from an enterprise perspective, I know personally, if I was going to recover a server, I would oftentimes want it to go to a separate location, because sometimes I may want to, for example, just shut down that original just in case and hang on to it in a different form. And then we're going to go ahead here. We're going to leave it detached from the network, and I'm going to go ahead and leave this VM powered off for now. And we're going to go ahead and click finish. So this is going to run for a few minutes, so we're just going to pause, and when the job is complete, we'll pop back in and take a closer look. So jumping ahead here, we can see that the job has now completed, and so let's go ahead and take a look in vSphere and confirm that we have our machine that has been recovered from our archive in AWS. So let's take a look. Here we go. We do have it. So it's our TM WinAV App 01 AWS machine. So you can see that it is very simple to leverage Cohesity for not only archiving your systems for long-term retention, but also pulling that data back in a quick and efficient way.